Hey guys, Richard here. Today this video is now part 6 on the Ford GT. So hopefully I'll get this done, because I do not want to waste any more time. Going through this car over and over again, because I want to get on some new different cars and all that kind of cool stuff. I want to get down to more cars, because I do not want to keep doing this video on the GT, because it's just unbelievable. It's just killing me. So today's part 6 on the Ford GT. So without any further ado, let's get started. But before I start, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think, and hit that notification bell, and hit all so you're alerted of when I make new uploads. Alright, so without any further ado, let's continue on to where we left off to. Alright, so the Mark II, however, is not sold by Ford, but rather directly to customers by Multimatic. So the Mark II, however, is not sold by Ford, but rather directly to customers by Multimatic, the Canadian manufacturer of all GT cars. And the last part we're on is the GT Mark IV. So this is still for the latest Ford GT. So now we're in the Mark IV GT. Here we go. So GT Mark IV. To commemorate Ford's victory at the 1967 24 Hours of Le Mans, both Ford and Multimatic built another track-only. Ford and Multimatic built another track-only Ford GT, inspired by the Ford GT40 Mark IV, priced at $1.7 million, which is $1,700,000. So it's just $1.7 million, or for an easier method or scientific method is $1,700,000. So $1,700,000. The car targets more than 800 horsepower. So 800 horsepower. 800 horsepower. Hold on. So I'm just sorry right now. So yeah, the car targets more than 800 horsepower as a performance figure. 67. So less than 70. So 67 examples. So 67 examples will be built by 67. I can't talk right now. 67. There we go. Can't even talk. 67 examples will be built by Ford as a final send-off to the Ford GT. Sorry if I screwed that up. And last up is racing. Oh, that's gonna be There's a bit more information than I thought, but let's attempt to finish this. All right, last part, racing, and then I'm gonna end that there. I might do another video today. I don't know, but I'll find out. All right, last part, racing. Let's finish this. All right, overview. Say overview. Say overview. The Ford GT has been campaigned in various racing venues. So the Ford GT has been campaigned in various racing venues. These include a highly a highly modified GT, which was raced. So a highly modified GT was raced in 2006 and 2007 in Super GTs. So Super GTs, GT 300 class in Japan, powered by a 3.5 liter. So 3.5 liter Ford Zetec R engine produced by Cosworth in the mid 1990s. Say in the mid 1990s for Formula One. Matec, which is MA and then Tech Concepts from Switzerland, entered these Ford GTs modified to GT3 class specifications in the FIA. So FIA GT3. Matec Concepts from Switzerland entered 3 Ford GTs modified to GT3 class specifications in the FIA GT3 European Championship. Matec won the team's title in the 2008 championship. I apologize if I screwed that up. Alright. So Atlanta based Robertson Racing entered a Doran, so spelled DORAN, so, or Duran, I think, I don't know, built Ford GTR, so like a racing version of the Ford GT, in the American Le Mans Series GT class. So in the American Le Mans Series GT class, American Le Mans Series GT class, formerly GT2. So GT2, not to be confused with a Porsche GT2, because that has got nothing to do with it. The team made its first 24 Hours of Le Mans appearance in 2011, scoring 3rd position overall in the GTE AM class. Black Swan Racing entered a Falcon tires, Falcon, which is FALKEN, Falcon tires sponsored Ford GTR in the GT2 class in the American Le Mans Series during the 2008 season. Ford Chip Ganassi Racing formerly ran 4 factory supported four factory supported LM spec Ford GT LM GTE Pro race cars. 2 in the FIA World Endurance Championship under the LM GTE Pro class during the 2016, 2017, and 2018-2019. Say 2016, 2017, and then 2018-2019 seasons, and 2 in the WeatherTech Sports Car Championship in the GT-LM class during the 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019 seasons. At the end of the 2019 season, Ganassi announced that it would end their factory race program. So factory race program with Ford after 4 years. Now we got the first generation Ford GT GT1. So here we go. The Ford GT GT1 is a racing version of the Ford GT developed by Matic Matic Concepts. There we go. Oh my god. Sorry, my bad. I just keep screwing up. I don't know why. Matic Concepts. There we go. So Matic Concepts to comply with FIA GT1. So FIA GT1 rules. There we go. The official race debut of the Ford GT1. Can't really say this word.
Coincided.
There we go. The official race debut of the Ford GT1 coincided with the kickoff of the Ford GT1. Sorry. The official race debuted. So the official race debut of the Ford GT1 coincided with the kickoff of the 2009 FIA GT championship season in Silverstone. For the 2010 FIA GT so for the 2010 FIA GT1 World Championship Series, 4 cars were both built and fielded by 2 teams, Matic Competition and Mark VDS Racing Team. So Mark is with a C, not a K. So Mark with a C, then VDS Racing Team. So Mark VDS. So it's Mark VDS Racing Team. 3 cars competed. So 3 cars competed in the. So 3 of the cars competed in the 2010 24 Hours of Le Mans race, with 2, the number 70 car run by the Mark VDS Racing Team, and the number 61 car run by Matic Concepts. Retiring early on, the 3rd car retired later in the race. For the 2011 FIA GT1 World Championship season, Matic left the series, which left Mark VDS running the 4 cars during the season, 2 under the Mark VDS Racing Team name, and the other 2 cars under the name of Belgian Racing. Next up is the Ford GT3. So the Ford GT was also homologated from the. So the Ford GT was also homologated for the FIA GT3 rules by Matic Concepts. The Ford GT GT3. So the Ford GT3 was involved in numerous championships, including the FIA GT3. So FIA GT3 European Championship. So FIA GT3 European Championship, FIA GT1 World Championship, Blancpain Endurance Series. So Blank is it's without the K, but it's with a C, and then so blank without the K, and it's with a C, and then pain, and then endurance series and others. The GT3 version is slower than the GT1 version, rated at around 500 horsepower. So 500 horsepower instead of 600 horsepower, and features different bodywork. Alright, we're almost there. Now we got the second generation, the Ford GT LM GTE Pro version. So let's finish this off. So the second generation is next. So Ford GT LM GTE. So Ford GT LM GTE Pro. So its category is at the WeatherTech WeatherTech Sports Car GTLM, which is Grand Touring Le Mans, I think. I don't know. And World Endurance Championship LM GTE Pro. So the Le Mans GTE Pro. Its constructor is Ford Performance. Next up is technical specifications. So some of these are a little bit weird, but I'll get to those in a little bit. So first off, chassis is a carbon fiber. So carbon fiber structural skin with a safety roll cage. So for the suspension, for the front, it has unequal length double wishbone with push rod actuated torsion bars and Multimatic DSSV dampers, and the same in the rear. The length is so this is the next part where it's weird. So starting off with the length, 4,000, so that's 4,763 millimeters, 188 inches. So you might think that's fine, but the next part is 16 feet. So that one is weird. Most cars these days I talk about, they have millimeters and then inches, but for feet, not really as such. But there's this. Interesting. Say length is 4,000. So length is 4,763 millimeters, 188 inches, 16 feet. Width is 2,045 millimeters, 81 inches, 7 feet. So that's width. Height is 1,030 millimeters, so 1,030 millimeters, 41 inches, 3 feet. 3 feet. So that's height. Wheelbase, 2,700 so wheelbase is 2,710. So 2,710 millimeters. So 2,710 millimeters, 107 inches, 9 feet. So 9 feet. Now we got engine. So the engine is a Ford EcoBoost. So the engine is a 3.5 liter. Twin turbocharged. So the engine is a 3.5 liter twin turbocharged 214 cubic inch Ford EcoBoost D35 60-degree V6. So it's mid-engine and it's longitudinally mounted as well. Transmission is a Ricardo 6-speed sequential semi-automatic with paddle shift and a limited slip ram/plate or limited slip ram plate differential. This next one is a bit of a disadvantage. It's a battery. It has a 13-volt Braille AGM battery. So Braille, I don't know how you pronounce that, but it's spelled B-R-A-I-L-L-E. So Braille is spelled B-R-A, so it's spelled B-R-A-I-L-L, so B-R-A-I-L-L-E, and then AGM, and it's a 13-volt battery. Power output, it makes around 493 horsepower. It's at 493 horsepower with 500 newton meters. It's at 500 newton meters, 370 foot-pounds of torque. Weight is 1,200 kilos, 2,640. So the weight is 1,200 kilos. So 1,200 kilos. 2,646 pounds, which is excluding the driver, fluids, and the fuel. So it's without all that. But with all this, which is with the driver, fluids, and then the fuel, with all that, it weighs in at 1,310 kilos, 2,888 pounds. So that is, if I do the math on that, that is around 110 kilos, 242 pounds more. So 242 pounds more with the driver, the fluids, and the fuel. Speaking of fuel, we're on the next one. For fuel, it's got our VP Racing Fuels MS100 RON. So VP Racing Fuels MS100. So MS100 RON. So it's unleaded for 80%, plus the 20% ethanol E20 fuel mixed with it. As for the IMSA sports car, then we got Shell V-Power. So Shell V-Power LM2498 RON, which is unleaded fuel for the WEC. So WEC and Le Mans 24 hours, 2016 and 2017. Then we got Total Exelium. I can't really say it well, but it's spelled EXCEL. So EXCELLIUM. Exelium. I don't really know how to say it. LM24. So Exelium LM2498 RON. Unleaded 80% plus ethanol E20 for the WEC and Le Mans 24 hours, 2018 and 2019. I said 2018 and 2019. For lubricants, it has the Castrol Edge Supercar oil. I think it is oil. So yeah, I think it's oil. As for the brakes, it has 6-piston at the front with Brembo calipers, and 4-piston at the rear, also with Brembo calipers. So 6-piston at the front and 4-piston at the rear, all containing Brembo calipers with ventilated Brembo brakes. As for the tires, it has got BBS wheels with Michelin Pilot Sport tires. Now we got competition history. We got notable entrants, which is the Ford Chip Ganassi Team USA for the IMSA SC. So IMSA SC Championship. So it's a sports car championship. Then we got the Ford Chip Ganassi Team UK joint venture with Multimatic Motorsports for the FIA WEC World Endurance Championship. For notable drivers, we got less than 15 drivers, well 14 in total. So from America, we got Joey Joey Hand. Then we got Dirk Mueller from Germany. Then we got Sebastian Bourdais. I can't really say it well, but it's spelled Bourdais from France. Then we got Ryan Briscoe, which is spelled Briscoe from Australia. Then we got Richard Westbrook from the UK. We got Stefan Muke. I can't really say it well, but it's spelled M-U with the 2 dots on it. Don't really know what it means, but C-K and then E from Germany. Then we got Scott Dixon, which is spelled D-I-X-O-N from Australia. It's a 7. Then we got Oliver Pla, or Olivier Pla, so it's spelled O-L-I-V-I-E-R, first name. The last name is spelled P-L-A, from France. It says 8. Number 9, we got Billy Johnson. So Billy Johnson from America. Then we got Andy Priaulx. I can't really pronounce it, but it's spelled Priaulx. 3, 4. This is number 10. Then we got Harry Tinknell. I can't say it well, but it's spelled Tinknell. So that's number 11. Next we got number 12, Marino Franchitti, which is spelled Franchitti, also from the UK. We got a couple drivers from Brazil now. So number 13, we got Tony Kanaan, which is spelled K-A-N-A-A-N. So K-A-N and then A-A-N. And then we got Pippo Derani. So his first name is spelled P-I, so P-I-P-O, and then last name D-E-R-A-N-I. So in total, that is 14 drivers. Its debut is for the IMSA is at the 2016 24 Hours of Daytona. And then that's for the IMSA. So IMSA is 2016 24 Hours of Daytona. And for the WEC, so WEC, it's got so WEC 2016 6 hours of Silverstone. As for the races and wins, for the races for the IMSA, so IMSA participated in 44 races and had 13 wins. So that's IMSA. For the WEC, it had 20. So IMSA had 44 races, 13 wins. So it's IMSA. WEC, however, had 26 races and 6 wins. So that is 18 less. 18 races less and 7 wins less than the IMSA championship. For the Constructors Championship, so Constructors Championships, they won 1 for the IMSA 2018 season. So the IMSA 2018 Constructors Championship, they had 1, and they didn't even win or even participated. So there's 0 for the Drivers Championships. Now we got, next up is the Ford GT LM GTE So Ford GT LM GTE Pro by Ford Chip Ganassi Racing. On on June 12th, so on the 12th of June 2015, at Le Mans, or Le Mans, can't really say about it's French for it. It was announced that Ford will return to the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2016 with a factory-supported four-car effort operating as Ford Chip Ganassi Racing with the LM spec Ford GT LM GTE Pro. The Ford Chip Ganassi racing cars. The Ford Chip Ganassi racing cars campaigned in both the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. So IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship and the FIA World Endurance. So the FIA World Endurance Championship as well. The car debuted at the 2016 24 Hours of Daytona on July 30th and on January 30th. There we go. And so January 30th and January 31st, finishing both 7th and 9th in class. On June 19th, said it right this time. So on June 19th, 2016, the number 68 Ford GT of Ford Chip Ganassi Racing finished first at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in the LM GTE Pro class. So in the LM GTE Pro class, the victory marked 50 years. So it's like 5 decades, I think. I don't know. So 50 years. So 50 years after Ford won the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1966. So from 1966 to 2016. So on June 19th, 2016, the number 68 Ford GT of Ford Chip Ganassi Racing finished first at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in the LM GTE Pro class. The victory marked 50 years after Ford won the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1966, where they came first, second, and third. So first, second, and third with the GT40. In the 2016 6 Hours of Fuji in Japan and the 6 Hours of Shanghai in China, both the Ford GTs finished first and second at both races. The number 67 car winning both, and the number 66, so the 67 winning both, and the number 67 car winning both, and the number 66 car coming second in both. In the opening WEC race at Silverstone, the 67 Ford GT took victory. So the number 67 Ford GT took victory. So they took victory. That's good. 2 races later, on June 19th, 2017, the number 67 Ford GT of Ford Chip Ganassi Racing finished runner-up at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in the LM GTE Pro class. This time, 50 years after the second Le Mans race win in 1967. Now we got the race victories now. I know this is going to take a while, but bear with me. This is not really much left, so I just gotta finish this. Hopefully I can get this done in under 40 minutes. Quick reminder, do not do this. I advise you to not do this at all to your neck, because it will literally hurt. When you grow older, like, your muscles will start to ache, which you don't want that to happen. So my recommendation, do not twist your neck or click your knuckles, because when you grow older, your muscles will start to ache inside and the pain will be unbearable. So just don't do it, right? It's my recommendation, just don't do it. If you have to, yes, but all the time, just don't try to like injure yourself. Just be careful. All right. Now we're on race victories. So starting off from 2016 up until 2019. So let's do it. So we got so starting off for 2016. So number one is that, so we got event and then circuit and then series. So is that, so we got the Continental Tire Monterey Grand Prix at the Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca for the IMSA series in Monterey, California. That's number one. Number two is the 24 Hours of Le Mans at the Circuits de la Sarthe. So for the WEC series at the Le Mans at Pays de la Loire. I can't really say it. It's spelled Loire, France. Number three is the Saline. I can't really say it, but it's spelled S-A-H. So S-A-H-L-E-N. Sachlines? I don't know. 6 hours of the Glen, which is at Watkins Glen International, nicknamed the Glen, at Watkins Glen in New York for the, also for the IMSA Championship, well, IMSA Series. Number four, we got Mobile One Sports Car Grand Prix at the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, also for the IMSA Series, north of Bowmanville in Ontario, Canada, 40 miles east of Toronto. So east of Toronto. So yeah, 40 miles east of Toronto. So that's for the IMSA Championship Series, well, IMSA Series, for the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park in Bowmanville, Ontario, Canada, 40 miles east of Toronto. So 40 miles east of Toronto, Canada. So for the IMSA Series. So that's number four. Number five, we got the 6 hours of Fuji at the Fuji Speedway for the WEC Series in Mount Fuji in Oyama Santo District in Shizuoka Prefecture in Japan. So that's for the WEC Championship. So 6 hours of Fuji. Now we got 6 hours of Shanghai at the Shanghai International Circuit for the WEC Championship. At the Jiading, can't really say it well, but it's spelled Jiading in Shanghai, China. So Shanghai International Circuit for the WEC Championship. Now we got number seven. So that's number six. Then number seven is the Rolex 24 hours, not 24 hours, Rolex 24 at Daytona for the IMSA series at the Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida, 50 miles north of Orlando, Florida. Is it? Yeah, Orlando, Florida. Say Orlando, Florida. Rolex 24 at Daytona, Daytona International Speedway for the IMSA Championship. Number seven. Number eight, we got 6 hours of Silverstone at the Silverstone circuit for the WEC World Endurance Championship, which is a racetrack near the Northamptonshire village of of Towcester, Silverstone, and Whittlebury. So number 8. So number 7, Rolex 24 hours. Not 24 hours, sorry. Rolex 24 at Daytona. Then we got Daytona International Speedway, IMSA. This is number 7. Number 8, 6 hours of Daytona. Not Daytona, sorry. 6 hours of Silverstone at Silverstone Circuit for the WEC World Endurance Championship. Next up, so around number 9, how many we got? 19. Oh man, 11 more. So number 19 is the Continental Tire Road Race Showcase for the IMSA Championship at Road America near Elkhart Lake in Wisconsin, on Wisconsin Highway. So on Wisconsin Highway 67. So Wisconsin Highway 67. So number 9, Continental Tire Road Race Showcase for Road America, IMSA. Number 10, we got 6 hours of Shanghai at the Shanghai International Circuit, WEC. So that's number 10. Number 11, same Rolex 24 hours Daytona, Rolex 24 at Daytona International Speedway, IMSA for number 11. Number 12, 6 hours of Spa-Francorchamps at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps for the WEC World Endurance Championship in Belgium. This is number 12. Number 13 is Sachalin's 6 hours of the Glen at Watkins Glen International, also for the IMSA Championship. This is number 13. Number 14 is the Mobile 1 Sports Car Grand Prix at the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park for the IMSA. So all of these are going to be IMSA. So number 14, Mobile 1 Sports Car Grand Prix at the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. From number 14 to number 19, they're all IMSA, so I'm not going to say that. So they're all IMSA. So IMSA. So number 14, Mobile 1 Sports Car Grand Prix at the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Number 15 is at Northeast Grand Prix at Lime Rock Park. Hold on, I'm back. Lime Rock Park.